If you've been trying to manifest your soulmate, but nothing is working, or you're still attracting the wrong type of person for you, then in this video, I'm going to guide you through the 5-step manifestation process I used over 3 years ago to call in my current relationship. This process works beautifully whether you're in your single season or if you want to actually improve your current relationship. What we're about to do will powerfully shift your love energy. So be sure to download the worksheet from the link in the description or the show notes, wherever you're watching the podcast. And that worksheet is called Creating Your Love Relationship, or you can simply grab your journal. Before we begin, let me welcome you to Awakening Airwaves and Ready for Authentic Love. My name is Gwen Allison from My Spiritual Butterfly. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher and a transformational life coach. And as well as teaching all levels of Reiki, I've been helping women to actualize their calling for the last 16 years. But to start this divine process with the right energy, you might want to set your space, light a candle, and quietly set your intentions. Maybe close your eyes, call in that light. If you're looking to attract love, or if you're already in a love relationship and you want to either improve or maintain the energy of that relationship, we're going to move through 5 energy-based activities to help you get clarity, shift your love energy, and call in the love that is also looking for you. So the first thing we're going to focus on is creating your ideal love partner. So do go to that section of the workbook if you've downloaded it from the link, or in your journal, you can start from there. When we're looking to manifest a partner, there are some basic rules to follow to ensure it works out well. It's important to be in a loving state, a state of ease in terms of what we're about to do. We don't really want to have any fear or anxieties around it. So you may want to take a few deep breaths, get nice and calm before we begin. Now, also remember, because this may also be causing you some anxiety, remember, whatever we do today, you can change it, you can tweak it, you can do that later. So it's not set in stone, but it just helps you have that clarity and gives you a really powerful starting point. For this process to be successful, you need to focus only on what you want and not what you don't want. Manifestation and law of attraction dictate that we have to put out there what we want to get back, guys. So it's all physics, it's all science. So you might have heard sayings like energy goes where you focus, what you focus on grows, what you resist persists. Yeah. So knowing what you don't want can obviously point you towards what you do want. So it's okay to take a moment before you do this work to reflect and contemplate past relationships and connections in order to give you the clarity of what's now essential for you. So to create your love partner, you're going to focus primarily on their character and their values, the things you actually want to call in, rather than superficial looks. We have to trust that the universe knows that you want to be attracted to the person. So it will take care of that. And we'll also be doing some energetic work to ensure that happens. But ideally, we don't want to detail the physical attributes of your person. We need to dig a little deeper to find more substantial qualities, values, and characteristics that we want them to embody. And for many of us, focusing on what we want physically has probably gotten us into quite a lot of trouble in the past. So doing it this way moves us away from our usual type of person. We need to appreciate that your ideal mate can come in completely different packaging that you didn't realize you actually do find attractive. So leave yourself some space and don't get caught up in physical aspects of your person. But sometimes, however, we do need to be really clear and really specific about what we want, because the universe can misinterpret what we're asking for. So we do need to be clear. An example of this is if you're asking for money, you want to manifest more money, and you write that down, you focus on that, and then you find £5 on the street outside. Tick, the universe has fulfilled your wish. So we have to be more specific, stating an amount. If you're looking for money, stating an amount or using words that assume that larger amount, that kind of fixes any possibility of a misinterpretation. But back to relationships. So with this first step, you're going to write down things about their character and their values that you really want. So this could be things like honesty, respect, kindness, Maybe you want them to be a great communicator, emotionally available, thoughtful, caring, ambitious, financially secure. Maybe you need them to be calm, fun, sporty, generous, loving, affectionate. You might want them to be passionate in the bedroom, quietly confident, loyal, mature during conflict. Perhaps them being faithful is important to you, thoughtful, helpful. Maybe they have their own business or they're doing a job they love. Do they self-regulate easily? Are they spiritual? Are they open to new ideas, new ways of thinking? So these are just some examples, but also write down a few ideas about what they enjoy doing. Do they enjoy exercising, learning about themselves, reading? And although it's nice to have some shared interests, so you'd want that in there, and we'll be doing that later, you don't necessarily need to match exactly in terms of interest. It's important, I think, to have some space, some independence from each other so that you can both build a strong sense of self. But definitely also include their sexual orientation and their marital status. They should be single and available to be with you, right? Yeah. So be careful what you wish for. You might wish for someone who is very family orientated, for example, or someone who loves their mother, and then you find that they always put their family or their mother before you, or perhaps they won't do anything without their mother's approval. So there needs to be some balance built into what you're asking for. So if they love their family or they're family orientated and that's what you want, you might also want to include things like they include you in their decisions, they value your opinion. Yeah, so you're also involved in that. Consider as well how you want them to treat you, how they treat other people. Think about how they might behave when they're in a restaurant, when someone's serving them. How are they? Are they kind and respectful? Are they intolerant and impatient or rude? So you don't want any of the bad stuff. You want to write down how you want them to treat others and how you want them to treat themselves. Hygiene, self-care, self-development. Do they talk positively about themselves? So you might want to pause the video so you can write all of those things down about the characteristics and values you want your partner to hold, your new partner to hold, or existing partner to hold and embody. So if you're doing this with me, you might want to pause the video and come back when you're done. The second manifestation process we're going to go through is to connect to the feeling of the person and the relationship. As you may already know, the law of attraction responds to the vibrational frequency we are radiating out. It's actually called the law of resonance. We have to resonate out what we want to attract. So when we're looking to attract love or a more loving relationship, we need to connect to the feeling of love before that can come to us. So I'd like you to go to the connect to the feeling section of your create your relationship worksheet, or in your journal, you can just write connect to the feeling at the top. And what I'd like you to do, if you're using your journal, draw a really big love heart on your page. It might take up 2 pages. You might need to turn your book to the side to do that. If you're using the worksheet, then that's already there for you. And then just take some time to connect to your heart and think deeply about what you want in your love partner and the relationship. And focus on the emotions you're feeling as you think those thoughts. And as you're feeling those emotions or the emotions are coming to you, just start writing down those words, write them down to describe how you want to feel about your partner and about the relationship as a whole, and really connect to the feeling as you write this. And you may want to bring in your guides and guardian angels to be with you and support you and open you up to more. An example of what you might write here is you may want to feel respected. Remember, we're looking for emotional words as well. Understood. You might want to feel sexy, desired, cared about, safe, fun. You certainly, I think, want to feel loved, happy, free, ease, passion, abundance, adored. You might want to feel really relaxed in your relationship, trusted, heard, excited, peaceful, content. So again, if you're following along, pause the video, focus on those emotional words, write them down. If you're using the worksheet, you can obviously just use that or your journal and then come back once you're done. The third manifestation process, I call this the ultimate thank you letter. So I was single for several years before I felt ready to be in a relationship again. I'd strengthened my self-love, I've worked on my self-worth, but I was still a little avoidant because I had a fear that a relationship would ruin my serenity, ruin what I'd created in my life. And then one day, and I remember it was the 2nd of March 2022, I had an incredibly strong urge to write a thank you letter for my relationship. And I intended to read it every day for 40 days, just to really activate it and live it. And as I was thinking that, 3 things were given to me at that time to write that thank you letter to God or the universe, to whatever you truly believe in, as though you already have it. So you're writing it in the present tense. You're not writing, I will have, I'm going to have, I intend to have. It's I have, I am. You're writing it from that context. The other thing that came to me was to actually ask for my life partner, not my soulmate. I know I've used the word soulmate as I've been talking in this video, but anyone can actually be your soulmate, guys. I have best friends who I consider my soulmates. There's nothing sexual there, but there's a deep love there for these people in my life. So anyone can be your soulmate. But your life partner, I feel, is more specific, and that's why I think it came to me. The whole you want someone for life. You want them to be your partner in life. The third thing that came to me when I was writing this letter, and I'll ask you to do the same, is to write from a we perspective. Rather than me, I want this person, they do this for me, they do that for me. We're writing from a we perspective. This gets the full force of the universe behind you and behind your request, because you're acknowledging that the person that you're looking for is also looking for you. And the pairing is a mutual beneficial energy rather than just one way, like you getting something. So again, you can either use the worksheet or you can go to your journal, and you're going to start that letter with Dear Universe, or Dear God, or Dear Divine Light, Dear Source, whatever resonates with you. And you're starting it with, I'm so happy and grateful for my beautiful relationship with my life partner. And then I want you to write away. Just write whatever comes to you from that we perspective. So an example of this is, we love each other deeply and are passionately attracted to each other. We have beautiful, easy, and sometimes deep conversations. We can talk about anything. We make each other laugh. We understand each other. We deal with conflict in a mature, compassionate way. We have some shared interests as well as our own interests. We enjoy nature. We're both spiritual and have a strong belief in ourselves. We're both working on ourselves and are seeing wonderful shifts. We are both abundant. We love to travel to different countries and explore other cultures. We support each other. We care about each other deeply and always treat each other with kindness, respect, and compassion. Our family and friends get on well with each other. We listen to and hold space for each other whenever it's needed. We are both easily able to self-regulate. We are both our authentic selves with each other. We are loyal to each other. We implicitly trust and confide in each other. We share the same vision of our future together. Your love frequency will be so high after doing this. It's just amazing. But these are just examples of what you might use. Some of them is what I used in my letter. But just take some time to think about what you want to do. Or as I said, you can just pour away and just see what comes through. And so the fourth thing I'd like you to do in terms of a manifestation process as part of this bigger journey for you is to just focus and write about or script about a day in the life. Now you have that clarity about the person you want to be with and how you want to feel around them. It's time to powerfully script a day in your life with this person. I want you to think about one day together. Perhaps it's a Sunday. Let me set the scene. Maybe you're lying in bed together. The sun is shining through the windows into the room. Perhaps you're talking about your day ahead. Maybe you're play fighting, or maybe you're making love. Perhaps they bring you breakfast in bed. Or you might be meditating and praying together. You decide what you're doing in that moment and script about that. And then I'd like you to include a day out together where you're going somewhere together. It could be a dinner date. It could be a walk in nature or a day at the beach. It could be you're going for some breakfast at the local cafe. It could be you're at the airport because you're on your way to your holiday or trip abroad, or you could be at a family gathering. So again, you decide, you set the scene. And then what I want you to do is not list everything you're doing. So we do this and we do that. We're not doing that. You can put a little bit of that in, but what we're actually doing is talking about how you're being together. How are you together? Are you holding hands? Are you laughing at a shared in-joke? Does that person rub your neck, the back of your neck, as you're both waiting in the queue at the coffee shop? Yeah? Are you looking into each other's eyes every now and again with such love and a knowing and a tenderness? So that's what I'm wanting to get when you're doing that script. You can set the scene, the bedroom first of all, what you're doing there, and then a day out. So what you're doing, but more importantly, how are you being together? So again, pause the video and write down your ideal day of your partner. So the final manifestation process is for you to read what you've written. Read your thank you letter to the universe for 21 days. This is a beautiful way to manifest your ideal love relationship and to keep embodying it, keep reminding you of what you want. It helps you to not feel like you're waiting or to feel impatient or needy about it or to feel anxious when you see other couples. This brings you some peace. Just reading it, you feel like, yes, there's something is happening. This is happening and you're a big part of what's happening. You may also want to activate what you've written down, your thank you letter, with some Reiki, just placing your hands on the pages, just focusing there, intending to connect to Reiki and just activating those words on the page with that energy. But generally, after 21 days, put your letter away, know that the universe has it, it's happening, it's going to happen. A couple of little tips actually. During the 21 days, I actually encourage you to pour into you, to nurture your self-love, to meditate daily, adopt a daily gratitude practice. This is your gift to you. This is you honoring you and understanding that you're worthy of this beautiful love. So be sure to embody for yourself the values that you're wanting to see in your partner. So this is something else to do. And another little tip is that when your life partner does manifest or when your relationship does shift to where you want it to be, read your letter every now and again. This will continually feed the energy of your love relationship, the fire of that relationship, and keep it alive. It's very easy to focus on something negative and keep focusing there. And then we just see more and more of that and we're back to being unhappy. So this helps to maintain what you're seeing. And you can, of course, as I said, tweak and adjust and change anything in there that you want to embody more in that relationship. You want your person to embody more in that relationship. So as I said, it's not set in stone. You can change it. So this 5-step process will definitely shift your love energy. It will raise your vibrational set point for love. And it will give you the patience, as I said, for where you are. Know that there is someone for everyone on this planet and you'll be with each other when the time is right for both of you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the process. Let me know in the comments how you found it and if you have any questions. And do come back if you manifest. Do come back and let me know when you've manifested your partner. So thank you for joining me on this episode of Ready for Authentic Love on Awakening Airwaves. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share this podcast. Remember to stay open, stay grounded, and stay true to your heart because you're worthy of a love that feels like home. Until next time, thank you.